This was a statewide and a national issue. Now let's get to the heart of Obama's policy. I believe it is the biggest issue facing families and schools in America since prayer was taken out of public schools. He has set a policy in place that will divide the country, not along political lines, but along family values and school districts. He says he's going to withhold funding if schools do not follow the policy. Well, in Texas, he can keep his 30 pieces of silver. We will not yield to blackmail from the President of the United States. And let me point out something. The schools in Texas get about $10 billion over our 2-year budget of federal funds. A majority of that is for free breakfast and free lunch through the food program, through the ag department. So Barack Obama, if schools don't knuckle down to force girls showering with boys and force 8-year-old girls to have to endure boys coming into their bathroom, he's taking money from the poorest of the poor. The President of the United States will be ending the free breakfast and free lunch program. That's what he's saying. Now, I've already talked to a number of caucuses today. And when I said the following, I got a standing ovation every time. And it was, again, we will not be blackmailed by the President's 30 pieces of silver. We will not sell out our children to the federal government. And the people of Texas and the legislature will find a way to find as much of that money as we can if we are forced to. There is no compromise on this issue. This is a modern day come and take it issue, and the President of the United States, like the Superintendent of Fort Worth, is not coming and taking our children. This is also going to be a tremendous boost to a program that I've been supporting for years, school choice. If this eventually prevails in the courts, I don't think it will, but if it does, parents are going to demand, not just then, but now, to take their tax dollars and put their children in private schools. Just like when prayer was taken out of public schools, it really became the impetus for the homeschool movement. I believe you're going to see an explosion in homeschools if this prevails. Parents are going to look for private schools. Parents are not going to send their 14-year-old daughters into the shower to the bathroom with 14-year-old boys. It's not going to happen. And as I said yesterday on the stage and in the interview, this is not a partisan issue. Many of you know Representative Desotel. Before the president ruled, I understand he put out a letter yesterday talking about the Fort Worth issue, that it was a distraction, that we have more important things to do. And I remind you that in Houston, as I've said on the stage yesterday, and I've said to you, we defeated this ordinance in Houston from an East Parker by a 2-to-1 margin in a city that's pretty much 2-to-1 Democrat. The president is going to find Democrat families are going to push back against this. Republican families, black families, brown families, white families. This goes against the values of so many people. It has nothing to do with anyone being against a transgender child or a gay child. Nothing to do. We address harassment and bullying in the country and in the state. This has everything to do with keeping the federal government out of local issues. And by the way, I hope some of you go back and interview some of the people who were shouting me down Tuesday when they said Dan Patrick should stay out of local issues. First of all, I knew it wasn't a local issue, but I have a feeling that some of those same hypocrites today will be cheering the president.
We've been listening to Lt.Governor Dan Patrick of the state of Texas. His response to the administration's effort now effectively telling schools that they should allow transgender students to use bathrooms and locker rooms that match their gender identity. He basically accused the President Obama, of trying to blackmail the state of Texas here. I want to get to my colleague, MSNBC's Tony DeCopel. Tony, give us a sense. Obviously, this is the latest flashpoint in the culture wars of sorts in the United States. Do we anticipate more states to fight like the state of Texas?
I think you definitely can, and the reason why is there is an unbridgeable division between the Obama administration and the states that want to take issue with guidances like we saw the one coming out this morning. So the Obama administration is saying that gender identity is innate, that one's internal sense of whether they're a boy or a girl is innate. It's something that they are born with and should be a protected category, just like skin color. The Lieutenant Governor of Texas and also the Governor of North Carolina and also officials in Illinois and other states more and more are saying no, it is a choice. They don't like these sorts of guidances for two reasons. One, they don't think that the Obama administration should be able to define what sex means, and they also don't believe that gender identity, one's internal sense of whether they're a boy or a girl, is something that you are born with. And so you have arguments like the one you saw developed today at that podium. And there are these scary seeming lines, such as Lieutenant Governor saying that we don't want to force girls to shower with boys. Parents are not going to send their 14-year-old daughters
Are there examples
into
of
the
this
shower.
is happening right now
No, there are
in
not.
states like Texas?
They're absolutely not, and that's just the thing. So the fear is that if you allow people to choose to be a boy one day or choose to be a girl another day, then heterosexual boys will say, I'm a girl, and then dance into the girls' shower in a locker room. There's no record of that happening. It's pretty obvious if a boy tried to do that. What the Obama administration is trying to protect is the more genuine and earnest understanding of one's internal sense of, I may have been born a boy, however, my internal sense of myself is that I'm a girl and I want access to the girls' locker room. The way it's discussed by the Lieutenant Governor there makes it sound much more predatory than what the Obama administration is saying, which is that this is a person's natural state. They cannot change it. It is not a willy-nilly, one day I feel this, one day I feel that, jokey sort of thing.
Yeah, Tony DeCoppolo has given us an update, obviously, having just listened to the Lieutenant Governor of Texas push back at the Obama administration's call today. Coming up on Monday, by the way, the Texas Governor, Greg Abbott, will join Morning Joe live. Obviously, that'll be significant as he weighs into this topic as well. Be on Twitter